Hello friends, today I am from Sivanch RIMC Defence Academy is going to share the solutions of June 2020 entrance examination of RIMC that commenced on 12th of September due to this pandemic of coronavirus. So guys, once again hi or greetings from my side whosoever is watching this video, and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and don't forget to hit the bell icon in order to get the updates, our upcoming updates on the Sainik School, military schools, Arise Sport schools, RIMC, and the solutions of these schools. Like today I am here with the solution of June 2020 RIMC entrance examination with part C, that is grammar, and it is a very surprising thing that this year the grammar portion of our AMC entrance examination was of 50 marks instead of 55 marks. So I am quite sure that all of you must have done very well in the examination. So today we are going to discuss the answers of English paper of RIMC so as to enhance your knowledge so that you perform well in your next upcoming exam. So friends, why should we wait more? So let us now move forward to the answers. In this lecture we'll be only dealing with the grammar portion that comprises of 50 marks. So I hope that you'll definitely like this lecture, and I'll make 2 or 3 more videos based on the reading portion or comprehension portion of the paper, English paper, and writing portion also. So don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and don't forget to hit the bell icon. The name of our YouTube channel is RIMC, Sivanch RIMC Defence Academy. I'll repeat once again, our YouTube channel is Sivanch RIMC Defence Academy, and the credentials are given below, as you can see in the slide. So why should we wait more? And here we go, and the first and the foremost question is that of one word. First and the foremost question is that of one word. So here we go. Section C, grammar portion. So first question is fear of confined places. That is claustrophobia. We all know that it's claustrophobia because it has been repeated. It has been repeated several times. So I hope you'll remember this. But the main concept of one word is that you need to only cram these one word. There is no another way. If you find some of the tricks, it's up to you. But the main funda and the concept for one word is that you have to cram them up. You have to cram them, or you have to mug them up. So the first answer is claustrophobia. I hope you all are very satisfied with this answer. So the next question is B, a book that contains information on various subjects. So it is also a daily based life question. We usually read these type of books in our daily life, and they are oftenly or mostly preferred by the students or the kids. Even the adults read them, and they are called encyclopedia. They are known as encyclopedia. The spelling needs to be very appropriate and correct, then only there will be scope for the teacher to give you marks, because RIMC is about one seat. You have to fight for it, you have to crave for it, and you have to make it. So you need to be very conscious of the spellings. And the third question, now we go. The third question is a part C, a disease which spreads over a wide geographical area in large portion. So a disease which spreads in a very large geographical area is termed as epidemic. What it is termed? It is termed as epidemic. I hope it will be very clear to you. And the spelling is EPIDEMIC. So this is the correct answer for this question. And if you have any doubt, you can comment me in the comment box. I'll definitely reply to you, and I'll satisfy you if it will be in hands of me. And I'll be very thankful to you if you like and subscribe this video. So, and the D question and the D part is a large group of insects moving in a mass, like we say swarm of bees. So a large group of insects is known as swarm. Large group of insects is known as swarm. I hope this is also very clear to you. Next question is, an imaginary ideal society free of poverty, a society or an imaginary world that you dream for, and we all wish that this type of society must be there, and that type of society is known as utopia, an imaginary ideal society free of poverty and suffering. A society, type of society where there is no poverty, no suffering, everyone is happy, and no one is suffering from anything. So the thing that is all around should be happiness. So that type of society is known as utopia. So guys, here we are done with the one word portion, one word part. Let's move to the second part. And now let us encounter with articles. We should encounter with articles. So here are the articles, and I have already written the answers for you, and you have to fill in the appropriate articles if it is required. If it don't, then you should put this sign. This sign. So here's the first question we go, and it is a type of small quotation or small paragraph type of question. So first A part is moving to the United States. And main thing I want to tell you that articles are basically concept based questions. You have to first of all go back in your book and read the rules of the articles, and then wish to do this exercise. And I wish you all have done this type of articles before your entrance examination of RAMC, that's English entrance examination, that was held on 12th of September. So I am basically going to tell you the answers for these questions. I hope the concepts and the fundas about the articles, the rules about the articles is already clear to you. So the first answer is moving to the United States. It will be followed by the, because it's United States. Moving to the United States was the, because it's superlative degree, and superlative degree is always followed by the before it. So the most exciting thing I have ever done. I moved last year to New York. There is no special thing in this New York, so there will be no article, no concept of article. Okay, so the sentence ends here and the new sentence begins with the New York itself, that New York is an exciting city. Exciting, it is beginning with E. An exciting city full of adventure. Okay, full of adventure, and there will be no article before adventure. I hope this is clear to you that why no article came here. So in fact I saw blank famous actor. In fact I saw a famous actor. Actor that is famous, and it is only one. So it will be followed by A. I saw a famous actor on the street, a particular street, a special street on which that actor was standing or it was doing something as is a daily routine. So the next question we go, the next B part in this article portion we go is today I have a job interview. It's talking about interview, and today I have a job interview. I will be there. Job interview at a financial company. What type of company? Financial company. The company has, the particular company, it is not suggesting any company in this world. The particular company in which I went for the interview, that company is talking about. So the will be followed before company. The will be followed before company, and the company has offices all over the world. The company has offices all over the world. So the will be followed before world, and there will be no article. But there will be no article before offices. I hope it's clear to you, quite clear to you. I am not sure that I have the skills to get hired. I am not sure that I have the skills. The will be followed before skilled. I hope so. The company's office. I hope so. The company's office, particular company's office, is on Main Street. There will be no article. Is on Main Street. That's the same street my friend works on. That's the same street my friend works on. I hope this two part of articles are very much clear to you. Now let us move to the third part. Sorry, third part. That C part. If I get hired, I could meet him after work for drinks. No article, no special thing, or a particular or a thing that requires article before it. There is no that type of thing before in this sentence, so no article will be there. That would be great. He is from Scotland. Okay, it's fine. No article is there. No article is required. He is from Scotland. Okay, no problem. He works 8 hours a day. He works 8 hours a day. Whenever these type of sentences come, he works 8 hours a day. He works 6 hours a day. I go to work six hours a week, or like these sentences. I hope you understood. It will be followed by the article a or n. So he works 8 hours a day, 5 days a week. Okay, I hope this is clear to you. He works 8 hours a day, 5 days a week. Okay, I hope this portion of articles, appropriate articles, is quite clear to you, and you have got your satisfaction by listening to me about on articles. Okay, so why should we delay? Why should we delay? Apart from this, apart from this, now we should move on phrasal verbs. Now we should move on phrasal verbs. So in this question that is mentioned is 10th question. So and it is of 5 marks. It is of 5 marks. It is of 5 marks. So you have to choose the correct meaning. What you have to do, you have to choose the correct meaning of the idiom of phrase. So sorry, it is idioms, not phrasal verbs. It is idioms, not phrasal verbs. So let us do these idioms. So question part A of idioms, on the wane. So basically on the wane is something that is declining. That is declining. So answer is A option, declining. Discipline is on the wane in schools and college these days. Now we all know that many students are notorious. Most of the students are good too, but some of the mischiefs are done by some of the students. So the discipline, those students deteriorate the discipline of the particular class or of a particular school. So here the sentence suggests discipline is on the wane in schools, means the discipline is declining. It is getting worse day by day. So its correct answer would be declining. I hope you understood this. Now let's move to the B part. There is no love lost. This question also repeated. This question I think came in December 18. This question I think came in December 18 exam. December 18. I suggest you to please rewind the pages of 10 year that you get and search for this question. I hope you will definitely find it. So there is no love lost between two neighbors. Two neighboring countries. There is no love lost between two neighboring countries. So no love lost means intense dislike. Intense dislike. I hope this is also clear to you. No love lost means intense dislike. And take after. Now it's interesting. See, is take after is basically a phrasal verb. But still they have given. Anyways, still they have given in the idioms. So take after means resembling someone. The prince did not take after the king. Means the prince is not resembling with the king. Or it might be the prince might be resembling with his mother, but the prince is not resembling with the king. So take after means resemble. Take after means resemble. So D part is now D part. We move to D part. The people were all agog at the airport to receive the victorious team. All agog means the people were curious. The people were full of zeal and jest. The people were full of zeal and jest. So means they were in a state of excitement. They were waiting for they were waiting on airport for someone with zeal and jest, with so much excitement, with so much curiosity. I hope you understood that all ago is used here in the sense of in a state of extreme excitement. So the answer is second part. So we have dealt with D. Now we have to deal with E. Part E. So I am afraid he is burning candle at both ends. Burning candle at both ends means squandering money. I am afraid he is burning the candle at both ends after his father's sudden demise. Means his father is no more and he is wasting the money. He is squandering the money. So he will be in a very good sense called as, in a good way, will be called as burning the candle at both ends. But it is not good that he is burning the candle at both ends only when his father's demise happened. Okay, so it is not a good thing, but still, no, it doesn't matter. We need to go with the idiom, burning the candle at both ends. Okay, so here the answer is A, wasting money, squandering money, wasting money. So first part is the answer. I hope these idioms are also very clear to you, and you will definitely be satisfied with your answers. I hope you must have done the correct answers, so as I have told. So the next thing we should move on apart from idioms is phrasal verbs. Now we came on phrasal verbs. They are very exciting things. They are very exciting things to do. And the first question here goes is, first of all, we should read the question. Choose the appropriate phrasal verb. So the thing that you have to do here is that you need to choose the appropriate phrasal verb. So the first question we should watch is A part. She is blank the bank loan for her higher studies. Means she is depending. She is depending. She is depending. Okay. She is depending. I'll write it in a more clear way. She is depending. I hope you'll manage with my handwriting. She is depending. Don't mind my handwriting. I hope you will be very clear with this. Depending. I know it is not looking good, but still we should go with the answers. So she is banking on. None other thing suggests here depending. Only banking on suggests depending. And one more interesting thing I would like to add here, that banking is always, or most of the times, is only followed by on, and it means depending. I hope this is very clear to you. Now the B part is modern researchers blank that yoga curses diseases. So bear up to sustain, bear off, bear out to support the argument, bear down. So here the third answer is very correct. Bear out. Bear out means to support the argument. To support the argument. Modern researchers support the argument that yoga cures diseases. Yoga cures diseases. If I have spoke a little mistake in the upcoming previously, so don't mind it. It's modern researchers bear out that yoga cures diseases, not curses. Yoga cures diseases. So they support the argument. Modern researchers satisfies, or they agrees. You can in a more satisfactory way say that they agree. Okay, modern researchers agree that yoga cures diseases. So it would be third option that would be correct. It would be third option that would be correct. So here we go with the third part. See that many people blank to God. Whenever there is a type of thing related to God and you are calling to God, we always go with call upon. I hope you will always remember this, as this is a very important point. I am telling you that call upon is most of the time used for God. When you call someone, when you yell someone, when you wish in a way of saying someone by your feelings, then we usually use call upon. I hope you are very satisfied, quite satisfied with this. Now let us move with the D part, and it's the police were called to blame the rioters. In this sentence it suggests that from my point of view, the writers are making some type of contest in a very illegal way, and they are not emptying the ground of a public place, and they are not listening to a rank and file. They are not listening to a rank and file, and the people, the rank and file, the people of the public places, or the people deciding to go there but they were restricted from going there, called the police to break away the rioters. Break away means break away generally means to force someone to run away. To force someone to run away. To force someone to run away. And here the E. Now let us move with the E part. I hope D's answer is fourth option. Break away. Break up means to terminate. Break up, terminate. Breakdown means emotionally collapse, and broke up is the second form, V2 form, break. So there is no chance of using broke up. Okay, so breakdown, emotionally collapse, break up, terminate, and fourth is break away, to force someone to run away. Okay, and F part we should go now, or we should move forward to E part, not F, E, because we have not dealt with E part. So I was blank when I topped the merit list. So here is the answer, fourth answer again, fourth is the answer again, and here is taken aback. Taken aback means surprised. If you top the merit list, means if you have topped the RIMC entrance examination, your all India rank is first, AR1. If you get AR1, so you will be taken aback. You will be taken aback means you will be surprised, you will be amazed, you will be surprised that, oh, I have got AR1 in RIMC entrance examination, and really it is a matter of pride. Even a child doesn't get A1 in RIMC, but a child whosoever clear RIMC is the brilliant student, and he can do anything if he wishes to do. So all the best to the RIMC aspirants. I hope you all will be doing very well, and you will be motivated by my sayings. So don't see that there is only one seat. You have to fight for it, you have to crave for it, and you have to make it. So F, we should move on F. He is blank trouble. He is blank trouble if he quarrels with the house owner. He is asking on means he is asking to the house owner if someone quarrels with him. He is blank trouble if he quarrels with the house owner. He is asking if someone quarrels with him, or if he is in trouble. If he is in trouble, so he is asking on, or asking someone in a general sense of way. You say asking on. Asking after to asking after means आप किसी से किसी के बारे में पूछते हो. Asking for हम use करते हैं asking for in a sense of a glass of water, like he was asking for a glass of water, he was asking for a cup of tea. Okay, I hope you understood this. Now that was all about phrasal verbs. Now we should move on the next question, that is do as directed. This is the part which I really like. Okay, I hope you all will also like it after I'll talk about the answers. This thing has no hard and fast rule. This thing has no hard and fast rule. You have to only do as much as practice you can from the books, from the English books, as the students in Sevanch RIMC Defense Academy do. I hope you will be also doing it, but it's a matter of pride for me to tell you these things, to direct you in a good line. Okay, so here is the first question, first A part. She said, need I write a letter? It is a very complicated thing. Whenever this type of sentences come, whenever need is used like a modal thing, modal as a model, and it is used in the beginning, very beginning of the sentence, so it will be changed in had to. Most of the students do this question wrong. Had to. You have to change need into had to. So the answer will be, she asked if she had to write a letter, and there will be a full stop. There will be a full stop after the sentence. Now B, we should move on. B, Raj is one of the best boys in the class. Here in this sentence also most of the students do mistakes, like we use most here, not more. Many students write Raj is better than many other boys in the class. It's wrong. The right answer is Raj is better than most of the other boys in the class. I hope you understood this, because Raj is one of the best boys, means there are many other boys that are even better than Raj, or those are equivalent to Raj. So Raj is not the best boy. He is one of the best boys. So you will be using most here. Everyone knows that he is a rich man. So it is known wherever, because by will not be accompanied by no. So we will be transforming this sentence into a passive voice. We will be transforming this sentence into a passive voice by using to, because no is followed by to, or no is accompanied by the preposition to. So it is known to everyone that he is a rich man. Very simple question. It is known to everyone that he is a rich man. Known to everyone that he is a rich man. I think the third question is also clear to you. Now let's move to the fourth part. Can this news be true? This question is said in a manner that this news, can this news be true? क्या ये न्यूज सच हो सकती है? नहीं, ये न्यूज सच नहीं हो सकती. इसलिए you should write that this news can never be true. This news can never be true, because you have to transform this sentence into a assertive sentence. It may be positive, negative, it doesn't matter. You have to transform it into assertive sentence, and the answer would be this news can never be true. Okay. Now let's move to the next question. To eat too much makes one fat. You have to remove to. Most of the students do that. By removing to, they use so or that. By removing to, they use so or that. But this is not a matter. You have to not use so or that. You have to only remove to here. This is not the type of sentence in which you have to remove to and to, and you will be dealing with those by inserting so and that in a sentence. It will be a wrong sentence, or that question will go wrong and your answer will be wrong, incorrect. So it will be that eating too much, eating too. So I have also written this sentence in a way that most of the students who have used their intellectual thing, they have written it in this form, that eating too much makes one fat. It is definitely wrong. You have to write that eating much makes one fat. So too will be removed here. Too will be removed here. So there is a contrast in this sentence, that too will be removed, as it is also mentioned in the question. But it seems good. Eating too much makes a man fat. It seems a good sentence, but the sentence demands that you have to answer it in such a way that to is removed from the sentence. So how can you use to again? So eating much makes a man fat. It is the correct answer. So next question is, I told you to work hard. So I told you to work hard. You have to transform this sentence into an interrogative sentence. In all these questions, you have to only transform the sentence. You have to not change the sentence. Transforming and changing are two different things. Okay, you have to transform the sentence. Transforming means you have to not change the meaning of the sentence. So I told you to work hard, so you have to change it into interrogative sentence. Most of the students, I think, and I am sure that they must have done it wrong, because I think they have written that, did I tell you to work hard? It is a wrong sentence. RMC teachers will straight away do it wrong, and the correct answer would be, didn't I tell you to work hard? Didn't I tell you to work hard? This is the correct interrogative sentence that would be formed for this question. F. And next question is, she spoke very gently to explain her point of view. So you have to transform this gently into adjectival form, and she spoke in a gentle way of manner. So what type of manner she was having while speaking? She was having a gentle way, so it is used in a form, adjectival form. Okay, so this would be very correct answer, appropriate answer for the question. Now there is next question, H part. Now there is next question, H part. He forcibly made his way through the crowd. He forcibly made his, so the answer would be, he made his way through the crowd forcefully. Okay, we have to substitute the verb form of forcibly, so it will be forcefully. Now the next sentence is, he took off his clothes and plunged into the, no, J part. He succeeded in everything he attempted, means you have to transform this sentence into negative sentence, but it should not be in such a way, or in a way of manner that you change its meaning. The meaning should be remained same. The sense should be conveyed same. So he succeeded in every attempt, means this means that he never failed. So answer would be, he never failed in anything, because he always succeeded in whatever he attempted. So answer would be, he never failed in anything. There will be a full stop. Now K is there, he took off his clothes and plunged into the river. It is a very repeated question. It is a repeating question. Repeated, no? It is a repeating question that comes most of the time in the competitive examination, and the answer is quite clear, that taking off his clothes, he plunged into the river. It is a simple sentence that is formed. So the answer will be, taking off his clothes, he plunged into the river. Okay, I hope do as directed are also very much clear to you. Now we should move on the next question, that is of synonyms and antonyms. Now this is also a thing that you need to cram up, or you need to mug up by your heart or wholeheartedly. There is no other way, or you need to read in as many as synonyms and antonyms with the sentences, so as to make you clear, so as to make your mind clear, or your mind habitual of understanding those type of words. So you can never expect that RMC would give you very easy questions. It gives you tricky questions like the first, loquacious. People tend to avoid loquacious persons, means anyone doesn't like a people. You, even I, even you, whosoever is watching this video, will not like a person who speaks so much. So loquacious means a person who speaks so much. Okay, who speaks so much, who continues for several minutes in gossiping, in other things, in talking, by wasting his time. So reticent would be the correct answer. Garrulous is also talkative. Fluent is also one who speaks for very longer time. Glib is also the same thing. You need to also understand the things, or the options that are given apart from the right answer. So it's reticent means a person who speaks very less. So I think you'll search out these options. Improve is a very easy question. Improve is a very easy option that they have given. So now let us move to the second part. With the entry of the new brands, the value of the product is bound to depreciate. It is a very common thing that whenever a new brand comes, it's habitual that the old brands value will be depreciated. Okay, so the original value will not remain same as it was earlier. So the answer, depreciate means devalue. Depreciate means devalue. Now next question is, a balanced piece of writing should never digress. Digress means deviate. Digress means deviate. Digress means deviate. So the answer would be deviate. Now let us move to the D. Disdain. Disdain is very easy question. Easy word that they have given. Your recitation of the poem, we call it poem, not poem. Your recitation of the poem was looked at with disdain by the rest of the class. Disdain means with contempt, with hatred, contempt. Okay, with contempt. Don't mind my handwriting. Next time I'll come with a very good handwriting. I'll improve my handwriting. So disdain means contempt. So it's opposite because we have to answer antonym of this. Disdain means contempt, so it will be admiration. Admiration will be the correct answer, option second. So now let's move to the E part. All the parties have joined hands to conspire. Conspire and overthrow the government means may all the parties have made their groups unlawfully, illegally, or the enemies have come closer with each other to conspire and overthrow the government to make their government instead of the other's government. So conspire means to collude, to cheat a person in an unlawful way to devalue his value, to devalue or to depreciate or depreciate his fame. Okay, or means it is basically, and for a rank and file it would be very appropriate that conspire means to depreciate someone's fame by making groups unlawfully, by cheating that person. Okay, so what is most of the politicians do, that they conspire with each other to overthrow the government of the host. So the F will be the F. Now the correct answer for E, sorry, for E it would be collude. It would be collude, B option. Now let's move forward to F. The price of onions in the market is exorbitant. This word is also repeated in this exam of RMC exam several times, and it's straightforward. The answer would be excessive. Exorbitant means very much. Okay, very much. So it would be most appropriate would be excessive. So G question comes here. G part. An overindulgent mother is always blind. Blind means she is not aware. She is not aware. So she should be aware because she should be aware. So because antonym is asked, so she is not aware. So antonym will be she should be aware. So the antonym of blind too will be aware. I hope you are also very satisfied with this. You are pretty sure with these answers. If you have any doubt, you can comment in the comment box. No issue. Now we should move to the next question, and not the least. So we should move here. First part is A, and we have to choose appropriate prepositions. Tagore was endowed. Endowed is always followed with. They are also a part of means prepositions. You need to go with the sentences in which these prepositions are followed, and most of the prepositions are fixed because RAMC only offers to you the fixed prepositions. So you need to cram those up. You have to mug them up. So the answer would be with. Amenable is always followed by to, so no issue with it. Emphasize, when you emphasize on a point, so emphasizing for a point is no it will be on, emphasizing on point. If he emphasized on his point, it would be the correct answer. So now D, differ with someone. If you are differing with someone for subject, so you will be using with, differ with. There is also differ from, but it is not given in the sentence, and no issue for it. It is very good for you that you are not confused in any way. When a person is blind with a view, so you used blind in. But a person who is blind to faults, who is blind in a sense of faults, that his father is blind of his faults, of his son's faults, means for faults you use of, for faults you use of. So but here it is the condition of I, so you will use in. Now we should move on. F. In my friend insisted blank my staying with her a little longer. So insist is straight away only followed by, only and only followed by on. So my friend insisted on. Entry 2, this is a very easy question. Entry 2, into, most of the students I think have done this, it is the wrong answer. Entry, with entry most of the time into is not used, it is exception. Entry to this auditorium is by ticket. Okay, I hope you have enjoyed this lecture, and you have watched the full video, and you have now got an idea about the answers, and you are not confused anymore. So I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching to me, and please subscribe to our YouTube channel, and don't forget to hit the bell icon. Okay, our YouTube channel name is Shivansh RINC Defense Academy, and we are at Mahendragarh, Haryana. So thank you for watching to me and listening to me.